Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. Chantal Girardi here. If you're new, if you're old, thank you so much for tuning into this video and watching it. I really do appreciate it. On today's video, we are going to be having a sit down chit chat with me. I asked you on my Instagram for you guys to ask me any questions that you might have, and you guys came through. I have so many questions and I'm so excited to actually go through all of them. So what I had asked was, let me just read. Filming a sit down video tomorrow for my YouTube channel. Well, that was last week, so I lied. Sorry about that. What would you like to know? Do you have any questions in regards to business, advertising industry, entrepreneurship, content creation, lifestyle, personal, and just life in J? So you guys came here with the questions, and if this is something that you would enjoy watching, then please stay tuned in. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you and me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it. Get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Go get that degree. Go, girl. Focus on me.
So we are going to jump right into the video. I have all these questions and hopefully I can go through all of them at the same time. So I'm just going to start from the last that I got to like the first one. So the first question that I got was, how and when did you learn how to crochet? How long does it take you to make a big piece? I learned how to crochet. How and when? Well, the when is I learned in 2018, my final year of uni. I needed something to help me relax. I was going through, sorry guys if you hear any construction noise. People are fixing the doors in the house. So I was just going through like a heartbreak in 2018, and I need something that would, like a hobby that would take my mind off things, help me to just, create. So I started crocheting, and 2018, how I went on YouTube and I started tutorials. I just looked at tutorials. I went and bought the things that I needed, which was yarn and a crochet hook. I started with a size 6 crochet hook, and then I just started crocheting from then. You literally can get everything that you want on YouTube, any tutorial. I didn't go to anyone for lessons. I learned on YouTube. So yeah, that is my how and my when. How long does it take for you to make a big piece? It depends with like the complexity of the design. Big pieces are quite annoying because they're very monotonous, so it gets really boring. But if I am like eagle vision and I'm doing it and I am focused, it can take anything from 72 hours to maybe 90 hours. And this is not to say days, I'm saying hours, as in the hours that I actually put in, that I'm clocking in. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours. So it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of work. So in days, maybe you can just say maybe 4 to 5 days, without any breaks, without any rest, nothing in between. So that's why I prefer to say hours, because I can say, oh, I put in 10 hours today and then I did everything else that I needed to do in my life. So yeah, so 72 to 90 hours for a big project. How do you handle 9 to 5 in entrepreneurship in all its aspects, because you're all in, girl? I don't handle it like I don't have like a set method to say, oh, this is what I actually do and it works. I just take one day as it comes. I know I'm covered by God, and everything that I do, He strengthens me honestly to do all these things. But also I just take it at a day at a time. I know what I want to achieve in a single day and I focus on achieving it. Usually just breaking down your goals into like smaller tasks is easier. So if you know that you've got, like for work, I have a strategy that I need to come up with and present, I will break that down into actually strategy formulation, research, strategy formulation, making it into the presentation, and then scheduling like a dry run to do the presentation, and then the actual presentation. So just knowing I've completed step 1 gives me more energy and hypes me up to complete step 2, rather than just having everything all over the place. And then when it comes to like entrepreneurship, literally guys, I don't even want to tell you and lie to you, it's not me who is making this thing work, it's God. I just gave it to God and I'm like, you know what, whatever you do is cool with me. So yeah, That's how I handle that, and it does get overwhelming, because it's really is a lot of work, and sometimes I also feel like I'm not getting the return that I should, because the salaries in Zimbabwe are really shitty, guys. I was so shook when I found out how much my peers in the same, well, not even in the same like job position, I'm actually higher than they are, and they're getting like triple, not quadruple what I'm getting. Yeah. Um, Someone just said advertising industry, not really a question. Your take on friends who don't support your hustle, but you always support theirs. They're not your friends. Stop being friends with them. You know what? Like, one thing I've realized is you're in the business or the logic part of it, your friends are not your clients. You know what I mean? You don't really necessarily serve them. You really don't are you're not solving their problems. You know what I mean? Because let's say I'm into clothing and my friends are not really like the dressy, flirty type of females or women. That means they're not the market that I'm going for. They are not my target market. So I shouldn't be offended or I shouldn't be hurt when they don't come and buy a girly dress when they're literally in joggers and sneakers every day of their lives. So sometimes your client base is different from your friends, but then like the humanity part of us always wishes that our friends support whatever it is that we're doing. I know I've bought products that I know I'm never gonna use, or I've shouted out products that I know that I don't use, but because they might help somebody else, and sometimes because we want to support our friends and just give them the boost and confidence that their product is going to sell and that they can do it, and just to show support and solidarity with them. So I do understand that part where you're like, oh, what do I do with them? But for me, just did them. Like, I know all of my friends have bought from me. Every single one of my friends have bought something from me, so Gerardi. Even if it's not something that's not on the catalog, they have come with their own designs and be like, cute dresses, yeah, but I want this, and we make it for them. So and I support my friends in turn. You know, I always go for something that I know that I can do and I'm going to enjoy. So it's tricky in that sense where you have to balance your friends not being your target market or your clients, and also just wanting support from your friends, especially when you support them. But for me, it's really, if I'm giving 100% and I'm supporting you all the time and you don't, you're not my friend, it's time for me to move on and find new friends. I hope that makes sense. And if you're really like, if you're asking this, it means you're feeling some type of way about it. If you guys have that type of friendship where you guys communicate about everything, then ask in a very like, I need to know, I'm seeking to know, not I'm very offended type of way. So just have that conversation. And it also just depends, like I said, with the nature of your product. Is it something that they would normally purchase? Is it something that they would normally get? So just strike a balance between them not being your client, because literally your client base is different from your friendship group, and also just them supporting you because they're your friend. How do you approach influencers without having to offend them when you tell them your budget? So usually what I love, I have worked with influencers, and what I did was just like a general call out. When I was working with Riso, I worked with Tina and Tino, which were really lovely girls. What I did was I put a call out that I'm looking for influencers to work for my small business, and people came into my DM with their rate cards, so I could filter out who I could afford at the time, so, and also who would align with my brand, who would make sense, who would literally, like I said, it's for the girl who likes dressing up. Research journey is for everyone, but it's also for like the girl who, like me, who really loves to dress up, who really loves to feel good and stuff like that. So I filtered that out, so who I would see better aligning with my brand if I could afford them, because at the same time you don't want to shortchange people. People are charging what they're charging for a reason. So that's all the factors that I did. I did a general call out, and whoever wanted approached or DM'd me their rate cards. That's one way to do it. The second way is, if you have specific people that you really want to work with, then put it all out in one paragraph. Hey, my name is da 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 da. I run a small business. This is what we do, and I would I really love your page and I would like to work with you. This is a package that we can do for you. And then you state what the package is. So obviously, if you're the one who's approaching them with a limited budget, then obviously you need to like tell them what products that they're gonna be getting, the amount that you can afford to pay them, and what you're hoping to get out of it, and then offer it back into their court and say how much or what type of content can you do for us with this budget and with this product, so that you can also hear ideas from them, because you don't also want them to overextend themselves where your brand is all about like, let's say you're a resort wear brand and all you do is people purchase your stuff because they want to go on vacation and stuff like that, and you want to pay somebody $20 for them to do like a whole haul on your stuff, and you know someone now has to like go for a pool side type of setting, they have to rent an Airbnb, they have to get photography, etc. So put it back in their court and ask them what type of content can you offer us for ABCD whatever, and you also put it out there that this is the type of content that you're hoping to get from them. So just make it a conversation, don't be scared. Influencers are people and they do get it. Some of them also have small businesses, so they do understand. And I, like most influencers, like I have content creators have a separate rate card. I have a rate card for big brands and bigger brands and corporates, and I have a rate card for small businesses. So just shoot your shot, you know, you don't lose anything from shooting your shot. How do you deal with the stress of introducing a new product and people don't react to it the way I think she wanted to say that you were hoping? Then it's more of a marketing and strategy thing. You need to go back to the drawing board and see what worked and what didn't, what were your insights looking like, and all of that. So basically just go back, see how you can relaunch it. If it's a product that the market actually needs, and the market always needs a product. Like there is somebody who is looking for a different brand of pens. They are done with Eversharp 15M, they want another brand. There's people who are done with Biro, they're done with all of those things. So you will always have a market. Just find ways to get your product out into the market, and you can do that so many ways. You can do brand awareness, you can do conversions, so many. Just look back at your strategy. What are your goals? What are your objectives? What are your targets? And how are you going to achieve them? Guys, I get paid for consulting, so I'm not gonna let out too much. Not a question, just a compliment. You're beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm your huge fan, by the way. Oh, what's your advice for someone running a small thrift business and would love to grow it into a brand? I'm your huge fan, by the way. Thank you so much. Research. What is a brand? How do you identify a brand? How can people identify your brand? How do you build a brand? Research. All of these things are on Google. All of these things are on YouTube. If you're not like a big reader, you have videos, you have audiobooks, you have all of those things that you can actually start using, so that, hold on. Okay. Sorry about the change in lighting, guys. It was darkening in this room. So there are so many resources for you to use on what a brand is. So I think you need to actually like identify what your objectives are, what you want your brand to be, what you want people to perceive your brand to be. Research on all of these things. There are tools, there are resources that you can get, and start building a brand like that. Always be authentic, always stay true to your core purpose, your vision, and build on that. What is your vision for your brand? What do you want it to be? Do you want it to be the most the biggest or sustainable thrifting brand in Zimbabwe, in Harare, whatever it is? And how do you work towards that? What can you do to work towards that? Get your branding in order, get your brand CI in order, because part of being a brand is like identity. It's what people see. You know, when you see the Virgin logo, you know this is a Virgin. You know what I mean? If you see the Nike check, you know it's Nike. You know what I mean? These are things that make part of the brand. And then there's like the brand voice, the brand personality. So research all these things, write them down if you can, put them in your laptop, put them in a file, and just ensure that whatever decision that you make, whatever step that you take, is in line with your vision and your purpose for your brand. I adore you, my queen. Thank you, darling. How did you advertise your business when you started? I advertised my business on Instagram, actually. So I started as a fashion blogger. If anyone who's been with me since the start, I started as a fashion blogger, and then I moved into a style blogger, lifestyle blogger, and then it was just like people always ask me what are you wearing and stuff like that, and it was stuff that my mom had made for me. But the thing is, my mom and I would always argue about what I wanted to wear, because she's like, oh, this is not, and I'm like, Mama, this is not Goddess by Fatima, this is not your brand, this is stuff that I like to wear. And then she's like, okay, let's start your own brand. So that's how I started my brand. But then it was stuff that my mom would make for me, and then I would post on my Instagram. People were like, I really love that, that's so cute, can you make one for me, yada 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 yada. And that's how we started. So I started advertising on Instagram, and I still am. Is it wise to register your company before you start? I personally registered Research Your ID because I wanted to keep my name, one, and I also wanted to operate in, professionally. And I feel like when you register your business and you know that now you have some sense of responsibility when it comes to like, now you have to do tax, now you have to do all of these things, and you now have to like stick to regulations, laws and stuff that govern companies, you feel some sense of responsibility, and you know that you have to make it work. I don't know, that's what it gave me when I registered my business. I think it gave me that push to like elevate my business to be more professional. That's when I started an invoicing system, that's when I started a stock take, all of these things that I never really used to do. I was just doing things willy-nilly. If someone ordered, oh, money's coming in, going for lunch, but I'm gonna buy fabric, gonna buy more fabric that is not even what this person wants, and etc. I wasn't doing things really well, and I think just registering your company helps you to just have all your shit in order. You need to be playing by the book, because to be quite honest with you, once you grow and then you start getting audits, you start getting all these things, and obviously when you start a business, you want it to grow, you want it to blow, you will have eyes on you more than you would have anticipated, and you just need to always know that you did everything by the book when you started. So that's why I registered my business. I think it's very good, and it's easy to register your business, guys. Register your business, have your name saved. Nobody else can use Research Your ID because it's already in use. You know what I mean? So always keep that in mind. Always have that in mind with whatever it is that you're doing. How did your business go for the first month? I honestly do not remember, because I started my business in 2018, I think, but I only did like a couple of sales. Like I don't know if people remember, I had this pretty off-shoulder top, like the Ankara tops, when they actually started getting into fashion, that we were doing. I got a couple of orders. A lot of people were like really liked them. I got a couple of orders on that, and I started the crocheting stuff. And usually I think the first year when I was doing crochet, it was mostly my friends who ordered stuff, so it wasn't like really consistent. And then I went quiet. 2019 I was looking for an actual full-time job. 2019 I worked a bit, and then I quit my job, and then I started working at another job, which is my current job. I would say I honestly truly started properly like doing Research Your ID, I want to say 2020, because that's also when I registered my business, and I feel like that's when I really was very intentional and purposeful about my brand. So that's why if anyone asks me, I say I started in 2020. And when I started, the first month was actually really good. I had a good reception. We did sell some pieces, which was great. So yeah, I think we did pretty okay in our first month. Yeah. How is it, or how does it feel to be referred to as an entrepreneur? It's in my nature, guys. This is not something that I just did out of necessity. It was something that was just like inbuilt. I remember when I was young, I used to sell grapes. I had an uncle of mine who had like a tiny little vineyard in his house. So when it was like harvesting season, he would tell us to come get grapes. I would get them by the bucket loads, and I would be like on holidays, school holidays, I would be going door to door selling grapes, and I would get money, my mom would chow it. But it was something that was always in me. I was always trying to sell something. I was always trying to, see what's up. And then in primary, I also started making bracelets. Like my mom did all this, so many prom dresses. So you know, some of them had handiwork like beading and stuff. So like the leftover beads, I would take the twine, take the beads, make little cute designs, and sell them at school, and they would actually sell. So this is not something that I started today. It's not something that I started as an adult. This is something that has been within me for such a long time. But then I think maybe I got introduced to the word entrepreneurship when I was now like in high school, when I was not taking business and whatever classes. So this is something that has always been with me. So it feels normal for me. It really isn't like, oh, it's a weird feeling. So yeah. In terms of packaging and labels, did you start with high quality or you upgraded as you moved? Child, my labels are not high quality. My packaging is not high quality, guys. I just make it work. I do what I need to do, and nobody's gonna ask me about it. I'm joking. So my packaging is like, I'm really for sustainable fashion. I'm really for sustainable businesses. So I really wanted like the cute boxes, the cute packaging, the glossy packaging, the white packaging. That's what I was doing a bit when I was in SA. But when you research more and more, you realize that these things are they're bleached, and they take way longer and more resources to recycle than your brown bags. So I got a company called Sustainable Co on Instagram, and they supply all my bags, and the bags are pretty priced okay, because I think I spent like $20 on 100 bags if I'm not mistaken, or it could be more, but it's no more than 30 bags for 100 bags, and I think that's pretty dope. And then I buy my own ribbon, I buy my own business cards, and I, you know, repurpose them for like packaging and stuff like that. So for me, it's really about just, you know, I'm a creative, so I'm always looking for a way to make my stuff look really cute, look really memorable, have a signature look. Like, I'm sure by now, well, not everywhere, but people see a brown bag with like cute bows and stuff, they will think Riso Girardi, and that's what I want. Part of branding. To the other question. But yeah, that's how I started. When I actually started initially in South Africa, South Africa has way more resources than Zim, and they're actually more affordable. I started with the cutest, I'm gonna look for it, the cutest white bag that had a tiny little ribbon, and I would just stick on my logo there. It was so beautiful. I remember one of the reviews that I got was, this girl said it was like I was opening a gift, and it's for myself, to myself, and I loved it. I always remember that comment that she made. I hope I still have the screenshot somewhere in my phone, and I'll put it up if I do. If I don't, just know my packaging was cute, child. But anyway, what was your first move when you started your business? My first move was just creating. Like, I feel like people overthink stuff. Like, obviously be intentional and have a strategy, know what you're doing, have a plan, but start, and things will start also figuring themselves out as you go. When you ventured into your business, were you working 9 to 5? If yes, did your boss know about your business? Where I'm at, in the interview they asked me, and I did tell them that I have a business, but it's not really something like they were restricting me or anything. I feel like in Zimbabwe you can't restrict somebody who has a side hustle or something like that, because honestly, what we're getting at corporate jobs is not enough to sustain us, and maybe the lifestyle that we want, the goals that we want for ourselves. I know, Kuti, like, a lot of people are not really getting paid what they need to be getting paid, so it's always good to have something that supplements your job. And I think my job was very, very understanding of that. They actually supported. Most of them have side hustles anyway. I'd like to know more of your brand journey and the challenges as well as triumphs of Riso Girardi, how to increase your following. I've spoken about this in so many interviews, guys, but probably maybe you don't know that. When it comes to, like, wow, these are so many questions. I have quite a bit to go through. This video is going to be long. I'm sorry, guys. Brand journey, like I said, I started off as a blogger, moved into actually making the pieces that I wanted for myself, my mom making some of the pieces, and then and being a business went quite for about 2 years, and then we really started in 2020. My brand journey has been very interesting. I feel like in Zim, it's say you feel like the world is full of endless possibilities. You're alive to everything. People are more consumer based in South Africa. People consume a lot in South Africa, guys. Orders will always be there. delivery is easy, getting stuff is easy, you know. It just gives you that drive to keep going when it comes to business, and I love that for people in South Africa. I think you guys really have a very great business advantage as to compared to Zim. Zim was very challenging in 2020 as well, 2019, 2020, because of the constant change in the rate. Like the rate literally used to like switch up overnight. You've charged for this, people pay, you sleep tomorrow, the money that they paid is not enough. Those are the type of challenges that you go through. Economic challenges with Zimbabwe made it very hard for businesses, but also like just knowing you're creating a legacy in your home country, you're creating opportunity, you're creating jobs. Because if you think about it, like you really are contributing to the overall economic growth of your country. For example, every time that I buy fabric, it means the person who's cutting the fabric staying in business. Every time that I order a certain piece of fabric, it means the supplier of the fabric is staying in business. The guy who delivers with his truck from wherever to wherever is staying in business. Like I'm contributing overly to that. And then it comes to my tailors, I'm contributing to their families, them also then going to consume and buy whatever it is that they're buying. The cycle continues, and I feel like that's great, and I love that for us. Zimbabwe is a bit challenging, but I choose to focus on the good, and there is a lot of good. I am getting business, I am getting orders, my business is going to continue to grow, and yeah, I think that's basically my brand journey. Not so fun, not so interesting, I know. My phone switched off. Okay. How do you go on marketing your brand, and how many sources of income do you have? Guys, I literally majorly market on Instagram, on social media. I have a website. Every time people Google research already, my website pops up, people see the stuff that I have. Word of mouth really helps. Like a lot of people just leaving good reviews with their friends, where they're going over lunch. Where did you get your dress from? Oh, come, oh gosh, your dress is already. Oh my god, they're so pretty. There's a blah 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 blah. That's how I market my brand. How many streams of income do you have? Not that many. Not that many. How do you stay unswallowed by the current society, and how to move forward when business is slow or stagnant? I don't at the risk of sounding like a hater, I don't want to sound like a hater, guys, but honestly, social media is not as it seems. Like everything has been packaged pretty. So I'm not being a hater because I also do it. And did you go about Instagram and did you go about Instagram and start crying about business being slow and whatever? Like obviously I'm going to be real and transparent and let you know, guys, good. Sometimes business is tough, sometimes business is good, but I'm not gonna come there and just add on to the sorrows of the world and be like, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to bring that type of energy online, and so do so many people. People don't want to come and talk about just how much of a shit show life is being towards them. So I try to always remember that life is not what as it seems on Instagram. This is all just us putting our best foot forward. We're not really showing the downs and the lows of everyday life. So just knowing that and remembering that keeps me grounded, and also just make sure that I don't pressurize myself too much that everybody else has it good and I don't. I also then remember that I didn't post Nichisagoram Garden every day like I do on Saturdays, but I did post when I was having a cocktail at Lush. So people actually don't realize that this is also my life as well. There can be so many faces to your life, and if you choose to just show the good face, then that's up to you, and that's okay. So just making sure that I'm aware of that and I remember that always keeps me grounded. And then the last part of your question was how to move forward when business is slow or stagnant. Business is slow or stagnant happens all the time, but it's really up to you to grow your business. It's really up to you to scale your business. I like the quote, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is the best that you can do. I've mixed it up somewhere, but basically what it means is you stop when you've done all that you can do, and stop when you know that all that you've done is the best that you can do. So think about your business. Have you done all that you can do to make sure that it's not slow anymore? And if you've done all that you can do, has it been the best of what you have done? So always ask yourself that, kuti, yeah, data marketing strategy yangu, people didn't receive it well. So was it the best that I could do? And Dashika Pakuti, I've done everything, I've exhausted it. Have you really? Have you tried marketing in WhatsApp groups? Have you tried marketing on Facebook? Have you tried marketing on Instagram? Have you tried sponsored posts? Have you tried working with influencers? Have you tried so many different avenues? Have you approached other different businesses, boutiques, small boutiques in town? Can I stop with you? Can I do this? So many things for you to do. Have you done them before you say, I've done all that I can and I've done the best that I can? So that's always what I challenge myself with when business is slow and I think that things are not moving. How do you what are good signs that it's safe for you to quit your 9 to 5, transition fully to an entrepreneur? There is never really a good sign. 9 to 5 is like a safety net for most people. We love being there because we know at the end of the month a check is going to come in, regardless of you having put in 100% or no. Different from entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship depends on you to make the money. So if you don't put in 100%, you're not going to get out 100%, which is very different from a 9 to 5. And that is the reality of it. You can be sick and be on sick leave for 2 weeks straight, but you know your money's still going to come in, which is kind of different from most small businesses, because honestly the business depends on you being well, alive, and happy and healthy. So if you're not healthy and you're not well, then it means the business stops. So 9 to 5 really just provides a safety net for a lot of people, and it's like a comfort zone. So it's never really like, oh, this is an indicator that you need to quit your job, because as humans, even if God is doing so much for us, we still want to feel like we're in control and we still want to keep in our comfort zone. So I think it's all about just taking that leap of faith and knowing, also just be realistic. Are you really making enough for you to go on month from month? But also sometimes you really don't have to be making enough, because you knowing that you're only going to rely on your business also gives you that push to go hard. So it's really just up to you. I think it's like a personal, you know yourself, you can feel it yourself, like, I can't keep up and let me do my own thing. But yeah, did you go to any school of fashion, or are you self-taught? I went to Roosevelt Girls High School. I did fashion and fabrics from Form 1 to Form 4. Everything else my mother teaches me. I didn't go to school. If you want to go to school, guys, Polytech and so many courses on fashion. If you can't afford to go to like your Lysof in South Africa, Polytech will teach you the basics, and it's basically only the basics that you need to know. And then everything else, your creativity, your individuality will help you to, strike a personal or a signature look or a silhouette or style, whatever it is. What did you study in uni, and which uni did you go to? I studied business administration. I went to RGI, Richfield Graduate Institute of Technology in South Africa. And I did business administration and I majored in marketing. Would you do the tutorial of one of the crochet bikini sets? No, I would not. I don't have the patience for it, guys. I'm not the best teacher. I don't have the patience for it, and I definitely think that there are so many people who are actually doing tutorials on YouTube. I don't want to add to any of those. There are so many. Try Crystal Everdeen. I think that's her name. Crystal Everdeen or Christine Everdeen. She's the one that I learned how to crochet from. Go see her tutorials if you want to learn how to do my sets. Everything is on the internet, guys. Who is your inspiration? What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? My inspiration is my mother. My mother, she's the one who's speaking with the guy the locksmith. My mother is my inspiration. Bozoma St. John is one of my biggest inspiration when it comes to like just like marketing and like a corporate boss babe. Bozoma is really one of my favorites. I love her. Michelle Obama is one of my favorites. I'm inspired by her. I think, and Coco Chanel, Gabrielle. I forgot her surname, but those are like I think 4 major people that inspire me so much, like high profile people other than my mother, that I love and inspire me to just go hard. I just love what they were all about. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? I just want to scale in everything that I'm doing. I want to transcend. I want to ascend. Yeah. how did you start your clothing business? I think I've answered that. Have you dealt with heartbreak? I've only had my heart broken once in my life, and that was in 2018, and I cried. That was the first time I've ever cried. Like really, I cried, and got over it. I prayed, I cried, I went through the motions, and one day I just didn't want to feel that way, and I stopped feeling that way after a long time though. Advice for someone starting a side hustle: start. Stop asking for advice on the internet and start, and then start asking for advice after you've started. You know what I mean? So what have been the biggest challenges of doing business in Sim so far? Like I said, the exchange rate. Sometimes suppliers don't have the same thing. They bring in one fabric, it's so popular, they don't bring it in again. And funny thing is, people are just creature of habits. If they see something in white, they want it in white. So even if I say no, the green is beautiful, they know they want it in white, but white is no longer there. So just navigating those waters. But other than that, pindai mama.
Where's your thing?
Chin.
I'm not going to What is that?
Abana.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah. But I do wrong. Where's the thing though? Okay, sorry about that. There are so many challenges, guys, of starting a business everywhere in the world, not just Zimbabwe. The most challenging thing in Zimbabwe, I think, is the exchange rate and just the uncertainty of everything. And then lockdown has also been very, very difficult to deal with. But other than that, I feel like there's more blessings and more positives than bad, and I want to focus on that. And this would happen to album recently Chema, and I think that's just like been one thing that I've decided and I am really sticking to. I don't want to talk about the challenges, like they're there if you're being realistic, and I've spoken about them a bit, but I really want to focus more on the positives, because that's literally why I'm still going. I'll keep going when things are really that bad. You know what I mean? How do you turn your business inquiries into actual orders, purchases? So usually what happens is I always make a conversation with every person that comes into my DM. But there are people that these people will always be asking, and they will ask, but they will never buy. Like, I have resident people like that I know is either they're not really sure of my brand, but they keep asking and coming back, and I'm like, what is the deal? But other than those people, I try to always have a conversation with whoever's coming into my DMs about Riso Jurati. So what I do is I speak to people. People come in, they're asking for a certain thing. Let's say people want the Aneni slip dress. I'm gonna pop a picture here. And they want that dress, and we start talking. Oh, I make per order, these are the available colors, blah 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 blah. We talk prices, what's the processing like, whatever. If the conversation ends where it doesn't get to them coming to actually purchase, then I sell them something else. You always make suggestions. Don't ever say Tina and leave it there. Oh, unfortunately this has been sold out, but we have these other lovely designs in different colors, and I think they would suit you, whatever it is. So if you're selling cakes, let's say for example, I come into your DM and I want vanilla. I want a vanilla cake, and like, oh, I'm sorry, we've sold out on these vanilla cakes, but we do have orange, we have red velvet, we have this beautiful chocolate cake. It's very rich. Is it something that you would like to try? And if you can, you say, oh, I can do samples for you, I can bring in tasters for you so that you can try out the different taste or whatever it is. You need to be willing to go the extra mile to set yourself apart from everybody else. So those are things that you can do. Always, if you don't have the product that they want, try to sell them something else. And if it ends in them not purchasing, still they have you in mind. They have that conversation in mind that you actually cared for something else other than just their money, of which you should actually care for everything else other than just the money. Okay. How do you stay motivated in all you do, especially with business when they go through dry spells? Hi Chantel, what app do you use to edit your YouTube videos? I use InShot to edit all my videos. It's very easy for the lazy girl like me. I use InShot. I use my phone to film and I use my phone to edit. How do you stay motivated in all you do, especially with business when they are dry spells? Like I said in the other, I think I had a similar question. All you can do is all you can do, and all you should do is the best that you can do. I think that's how it goes. So I always make sure that I've done all that I can to make sure that I come out of that dry spell. Starting a business is all about trying to solve a problem. And when you have a business, there will be problems, and dry spells are a problem. Find solutions. What can you do to make sure that you do not have a dry spell? What can you do? Do you start a promotion? And a promotion is not always just giving people a percentage off. A promotion can be, oh, we're having a wedding season promotion, so bridesmaid dresses. We're doing bridesmaid dresses, we're doing this, we're doing that. If you buy bridesmaid dresses, you're going to get this for that. Whatever it is, start a promotion, start something new, introduce new designs, introduce new recipes, introduce new things. If you have a consulting business, offer a new service. All these things that you can do to make sure that you get out of your dry spell. Make sure that you're also willing to expand your business from just whatever it is that you're doing. I know, for example, for me, I was just doing tops when I started, but then I realized there's so many other things that I can do. I can increase if I want to increase my client base, I can increase the product offering that I have. So these are things that you actually need to just look at and see what. I see you a papo. And so it could be M12. I don't nice open. Honestly, I don't know where I put it. Oi! Yo, this video is a mess, child. There's so many disturbances. But yeah, what I was saying, just make sure that you have. That's what I did. I increased my product offering. I made it more personal, in the sense that it's not just a standard version. I do things to cater to people's preferences, people's measurements, which some people don't offer because it's a standard size 8. I may be a standard size 8, but I've got bigger blues than a standard size 8, and everyone else is a standard size 8. So just having that differentiation or unique selling point that I do this also has people considering you for different businesses. So just make sure that you've done all that you can do, and all that you can do is the best that you can do. That is the end of this video. So long, 41 minutes. I think it's going to be more with the intro, and yeah, but I hope you guys, I'm also wearing recent right? It's a new top for me, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. I enjoyed filming it. I'm so sorry about the noise in the background. I'm really sorry about the lighting shifting and stuff, but I am using natural lighting. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys took away something. If you have any pearls to help with the people that asked me the questions, please do so in the comment section below. I think we would all appreciate it. Let's learn, love, and grow together. I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this video. If not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel if you want to. And until the next video, guys, be kind to one another and love and light.